want what's best. We want what's best for our horses, we want what's best for our owners, and for our trainers. And we also want what's best for the tracks. Look, this has all got to work together. And the people up on the panel may have differing opinions, but they're concerned about racing too. We've got on the panel again, John Sadler, the new president of the CTT, Dr. Lucy Anthonil from UC Davis Lab, Dr. Rick Arthur from the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine and the Equine Medical Director for the CHRB, Craig Fravel from the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, John Sherritt's a trainer, who you all know, and Toby Terrell, professional handicapper, and Dr. Francisco Uzal from the UC Davis Lab. Our moderator today from the TOC is Madeline Auerbach. Thank you.
Want to get to track surfaces, and I have never seen an issue in any of the businesses I've been involved in that has brought more emotion from the various sides. But I think we're far enough down the line in our discussions that we should be respectful of one another. And the main point to remember is that we are all in the same business, and we are all going to have different opinions about what we need to do. I am going to let the panelists speak to you either from their expertise as scientists or from their position of anecdotal information of what their feelings are based on what they've experienced. We're going to let each person speak for anywhere from 5 to 6 minutes, however long it takes. And then after everyone has spoken, then we will ask you to ask questions and present them to whomever you feel most appropriate. Okay? Thank you. Dr. Uzal, would you please start us off?
We were asked a few weeks ago to present the results. What we do is we do the post-mortem examinations of all the horses that die in a racetrack. Therefore, we have only that limited information. We are here to provide California people with a diagnostic laboratory capabilities. And as you can see there, we work in disease control, food safety, research, and also we are here to help equine health. In particular, as you probably know, the California Racing Board has this rule that says that every horse that dies in a facility under the jurisdiction of the board has to undergo a post-mortem examination by a contracted laboratory, that's us, we are CAFs, to determine the cause of injury or death. So basically, this is a partnership between the CHRB, the tracks, and the University of California, my employer. And why do we do this? Number one, to determine the nature of the injuries. Number two, to try to determine the reason. And number three, to help develop strategies to avoid these injuries. Basically, this started 20 years ago. We have 3 laboratories working on this, one in Davis, one in Tulare, and one very close to here in San Bernardino. This has become a national model. There are other states copying this model. And then, when in-depth studies are needed, there's a facility at UC Davis that performs those studies. This is for you to see what we've done so far in the 20 years that we've been working. And basically, that's the number of horses that unfortunately have been going up. And to date, actually to date is July last year, we've done a little bit more than 5,000 necropsies. I put this to show you that the great majority of the horses, this is for 1 year. This is for 2008, 2009, and we've done a total of 320 horses in 1 year. 230, so more than 2/3 were thoroughbreds. And this is also to show you that those abbreviations are basically the reason why the horse died. That's a system, that's cardiovascular, that's the heart, gastrointestinal, the guts, and that's musculoskeletal. Those are all your fractures. And look, out of a total of 230 in the thoroughbreds, 168 were musculoskeletal. And just to close up, I'll give you a few examples of what we've done over the years. This is a critical one. We are convinced that the great majority of fatal breakdowns of horses have predisposing causes, which means that they can be avoided. This is, let me show you here. This is a humerus. This is a humerus, this bone here. And that's a fracture. This horse was put down. And see that, everybody can see that fracture. And see that right along the line of the main fracture? Okay, that's a stress fracture. That's not acute, that was there for weeks or probably months before this horse broke the humerus. And we see this over and over and over again. This finding is a result of our program. I put this to show you, there are a few numbers there. The great majority of the breakdowns that we see are in the lower front limb. Another thing that we do is we develop diagnostic tests, for instance, for equine protozoal myeloencephalitis, equine herpes virus, rhinopneumonitis, West Nile virus, etc. Test for toxic plants. We do see intoxications in race horses. Oleander is one of them. Taxus or yew is another example. So the reason I wanted to give this presentation is to introduce my co-worker, Lucy Anthony, that we will be talking now and showing you some of the results on the numbers of fractures we've seen over the past 5 years, trying to compare dirt, turf, and synthetic track. But I want to insist on this. We are at the laboratory. We know nothing about horse racing. We know nothing about race tracks. We know about pathology. We open up animals. So the information we'll give to you, just keep it in mind that it's limited to our end of the deal.